What is up?
What is up?
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Geek Culture Congress, live for you on the Checkpoint XP Twitch channel. My name is Speedy Jr., Louis Speedy Jr. Gonzalez, accompanied by Drew Talman, a.k.a. Alto Games. Sir, how you doing today?
Doing well, doing well.
Doing well, doing well. Of course, my other good friend, the original co-host of the show, the creator of the name and 50% of everything, Mr. Tarek Lewis. How you doing, sir?
Who's the other 50, Speedy? That's the question.
I have to split up the other 50 with everyone else. I make sure you get your 50, though, okay? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right, man. Sitting home today, off from work.
Yeah. It's been a great weekend. I was really busy, man.
I got nothing to say after that.
Yeah. I was really busy, and I couldn't really, connect to, find out what's going on, in entertainment world. You know what I mean? I was, looking at some highlights and stuff like that, but I see that Dune is doing pretty well. Did you guys watch it? Yeah?
I loved it.
You loved it. Huh? Okay, great. So tell me more, Drew, Mr. Alto Games. Tell me more about how you feel about Dune.
So personally, okay, first off, I'm going to preface it. I still think Denis Villeneuve's best movie is Blade Runner 2049. That being said, this movie was incredible. I mean, obviously there's a lot of hype behind it and a lot to not necessarily live up to, but I mean, in the fact that the book has had a somewhat legacy of failure on screen, so for them to get over that hurdle and actually just knock it out the park was an achievement in and of itself. For them to exceed that and make honestly a modern masterpiece in my opinion, especially visually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. It also just I want to talk about how good the CGI was. There was literally only one part, it was that one ship that had the balloons that went up. That was the only time I'm like, oh, okay, that's CG. But the fact that I knew that it's alien things and stuff, they're in space, these ships that are obviously not real, but they looked like they could exist today. I'm like, that's So, I loved it. I could say more, but yeah.
How you feel about the movie?
I mean, I don't know about a modern day masterpiece. I think you're going to get 60-40 on this film, where 40% not liking it, or finding themselves. What I've seen on socials, if that's any gauge, is that people get bored.
Right.
Myself,
I talked about this. In my review. I mean, I said that it's an acquired taste. It's a little difficult to swallow. I mean, it's long. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I myself, it took me twice to finish it.
Oh wow! Oh, you watched it at home?
Really?
I watched it at home. I did not go to the theaters. It took twice to finish it, but I wouldn't chalk that up to the quality of the movie at all. Just things going on. It is 2.5 hours long.
It's a lot of source material too.
Yeah, and they have to. I found out there was a time where I had to go back and make sure I was watching what faction, because a lot about families and their histories are implied. So you have to go back. I had to go back briefly and make sure that I was watching what I thought I was watching. Shouldn't have done that because they explain it later. So, but I thought it was really good. I thought it was I thought it was really good. I'll give it a B plus. But I think that it's not a finished movie, so there's another part. So
yeah,
it's hard. It's almost hard to grade it,
right?
When you don't know how they're going to do it.
I'll ask you guys this: since you guys actually watched it and consumed it, do you think it would have been better suited as a series than presented in the movie format that it was?
No, movie.
Yeah, definitely movie, mainly because of the fact that I feel like this is a must-see in theaters experience. Again, that's how all of Denny's movies are.
The graphics were in the animation. It was just
watching it at home just won't do it justice. So
Yeah.
In that regard, yes, I think it's must be like must see theater experience.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it could be done on TV, but it just wouldn't be the same. I feel like.
Okay. Very well. So, definitely a positive review from both of you, gentlemen.
Yeah, I do recommend the film. I think for people who like sci-fi,
support it with your pockets, people.
a casual fan.
Look,
I don't know.
Yeah, casual fans not gonna. I agree with both of you guys, and I'm glad you guys agreed with me that definitely the casuals are not gonna like this at all.
No.
But I say this: if you're a sci-fi fan and you're not supporting this movie, you know there's something wrong with you. You need
You're not
to
real
support.
sci-fi
I mean,
fan.
those are the kind of movies that you've been looking for. You know, I mean, come on. You know, this you got come out show that these movies have audience. These kinds of sci-fi movies have audience, and
Absolutely.
and hopefully we'll get more of them. You know, and maybe more interesting things too. Let's talk about Eternals. Eternals premiered in Hollywood on the over the I think it was last week, I believe. Was it Tuesday? I think it was Monday too. Like right after our show, it was a boom. I saw Eternals premiere. I was like, dang, and we just didn't even talk about it. We wouldn't even know. Damn, we're dropping the ball here, buddy.
We're not there yet.
Oh, I need new sources or something. But anyway, apparently the reviews are kind of mixed. So I don't know. Have you guys been checking out? Somebody popped in and popped out. What happened here? Anyway, the reviews are kind of mixed. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that?
I've only seen good reviews.
I've seen some good reviews, and I've seen some like reviews that are not that great. Okay, I'll read some high headlines for you. Okay, are you ready? Hi, Michaela. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Michaela cannot hear us. Just technical problems.
There she goes.
No.
There she is. Hello, Michaela. Hi, Michaela.
Well, she's meditating.
Yeah, well, when she's in, she'll be chiming in, I'm sure. Okay, so headlines. Eternals review roundup. The most divisive Marvel movie? Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you now. But it seems like your Wi-Fi is not cooperating with whatever device you're using today.
Oh no.
Yeah. How to? Oh no, that's not. Sorry. Gosh, I had a bunch of headlines, and now I'm upset. Right.
You're lying, Speedy. See, everyone loved it. See, I knew you were lying.
Okay. Okay. Here's a headline for you. Here's a headline for you. Marvel's Eternals is currently reviewing as the third worst MCU movie ever.
Ooh. From who's that from?
That's on Forbes.
Wait, are they talking about numbers or are they talking about like actual?
I think they're talking about the actual reaction on
there she
Tomatoes.
is.
You know, everyone uses.
I know. I was using my laptop. Sorry.
There we go.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, you were frozen before. Yeah, it's smoother.
I know. I was like, I wonder if they could see me. I couldn't see myself. Anyway.
We can't see.
So, Thor: The Dark World has a 66%. Incredible Hulk has a 67, and Eternals is right now currently sitting on a 71. Above it is Iron Man 2 at 72.
Wow.
That's not promising.
That's according to Forbes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
72. Good.
Right, I'm gonna find more headlines here. Hold on.
I know this is gonna sound like a hot take. From the trailers and like everything about it, I feel like it just didn't look that interesting. And B, it just seemed too bloated and like too many characters. I know, I'm sorry, Michaela, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to judge the book by its cover. I'm just saying that's what I'm already feeling from what just the trailers alone. Still going to see it, obviously, but I can understand the lukewarm like responses. Granted, again, haven't seen it, so why am I even talking about this? But yeah,
I'm going to ride on that though a little bit.
Go ahead.
Even though I don't.
Andrew, do you watch anything?
Yes, I watch I watch the movies. Did you watch Dune, Rich? Did you watch Dune?
I did watch it.
Okay, there we go. Did you like it?
But would you have watched it if it wasn't on HBO Max? Hold that thought.
I didn't. I watched it in theaters.
I
watched it in theaters. We already talked about Dune.
You know what?
Oh, you did already talk about it?
Yeah, yes. We'll circle back. We'll circle back about Dune. Right now, we're talking about the Eternals reviews right now.
But Eternals So I feel like it was very odd when they announced the cast of Eternals, where it was a lot of actors that we already like knew about and we were very familiar with, like Angelina Jolie and Kumail Nanjiani. Like they went like full like in Game of Thrones actors. So it's like they really tried with this one to just throw in these actors that we knew and we already liked to hopefully have us like this movie. And that's where I feel like maybe everything else like fell apart, that they focused so much on getting the actors that they wanted. They didn't focus enough on the storyline. But again, I haven't seen it like Alto said, I haven't seen it, so I can't talk. But like you said, the trailer just showed like star after star after star to make you see it.
And I love Kumail, that's the thing.
Let's go ahead and start with violence. How can you like Dune and then criticize the Eternals for having too many characters?
I didn't like Dune.
I'm saying that doesn't make that's a conflicting idea.
It is, but
like without too many characters, so many characters in Dune.
I don't think
there's so many characters in background. So that can't be a reason to be skeptical if you really like Dune.
In Dune there's a lot of characters, but they're not all leads. Like it's very, very clear that Timothée Chalamet is like the main, like the Messiah or whatever. But like they're all Messiahs. They're all Eternals in the Eternals.
Yeah, I agree. But in Dune, everyone has a rich background in history that you have to just kind of assume that you know. So you can't use that as a criticism.
He pulled it off fantastically.
Let's give her to. I think
because he likes Denny Villeneuve.
Oh man,
I have watched it. I have watched Dune.
That's gonna be one. So you have watched Dune.
Yes, I saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
In theaters.
Let's all have a round of applause for a tall man.
I'm a film connoisseur, not a TV show connoisseur.
Right.
So yes.
So
what I've heard is that Eternals is a different type of Marvel movie. It kind of reworks how the movies have normally been done, and I think the change is hard for people. That being said, it may suck, but I'm personally ready for a different type of Marvel film. Like we got our end game in that damn game. I was not crazy about Spider-Man Far From Home or National Lampoon Spider-Man Vacation, whatever you want to call it.
The director so while you're on that real quick, I'll just John Watts just said, and quote, that No Way Home is as epic as Endgame or more. He said
No Way Home?
Just wait for it. Yep. Yeah, he said just wait for
I'm
it.
excited. I'm excited for that.
I don't think we
like
need
he's
another
trash talking
Endgame
right now.
now.
He's trash talking right now. He's swagging out.
Well, I know we kind of touched on this the last time we talked. Tarek doesn't like the idea of the whole like tag team movies, but I think that's what we're gonna get from now on with all the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna just start making the movies like it'll be Thor, but it's gonna be Thor with the Guardians of the Galaxy and somebody else.
Killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
Spider-Man with Doctor Strange and everybody else.
I think that's weak.
And so I think it's gonna be kind of like what we got for Civil War. You know, Civil War was technically
the first Black Panther movie.
Yeah, it was like an Avengers movie light, and everybody loved it because of that, and which is why it's one of the most favorite ones in the whole franchise. But I think that's what you're going to get from now on. I think the universe is just going to mend together, where movies are just going to have multiple characters in them, and you're going to have multiple fan bases invested in it, and everybody's just going to watch it because they want to see what's going to happen. I mean, everybody's kind of been waiting for the next Avengers movie. Sorry, people, we're not going to get it. We're just going to get tag team movies from now on.
So go ahead. And Tarek, I know you were on your thing about Eternals. So I'm just going to say some of these headlines and let you take over, okay? Mixed reviews for Chloe Zhao's insipid Marvel movie. Eternal review: The Marvel Universe hits its limits. Marvel's most unconventional film yet. The Marvel Universe expands with a messy, history-spanning origin saga. Marvel's Phase 4 experiment is a mostly unique MCU movie. There you go. That's more touch on what you were talking about there. Eternals review: Magic Hour meets PowerPoint in Chloe Zhao's Marvel yarn.
I'm not sure what that means, and it doesn't sound positive.
What do you think, man? How you feel?
I think those are mixed reviews. I don't think any of those reviews are saying the movie's really bad. Just based off of those headlines.
What does insipid mean? I'm sorry, I'm not a
lacks flavor. Like lacks flavor, lacks style.
Damn. I'm impressed that you knew the translation. That you knew the.
I did not. I looked it up while you were doing
it.
Okay. I definitely pulled up a tab.
Somebody mark this time in the show. That's the highlight for the promo. Okay.
I too was clueless, and I had to look it up.
Yeah.
Big words. We're learning big words here with Geek Culture Congress, ladies and gentlemen.
I couldn't live with that lie.
I do.
So, it's a so-so movie.
No, we don't know if it's a so-so movie. Those are mixed reviews. See, when people say mixed reviews, people say, "Oh, it's bad." Or either all the reviews are good or they're all bad.
Are those Rotten Tomatoes?
It kind of just sounds like
no. These are trade websites. We're talking about the Telegraph, Yahoo, the Guardian, Empire, Screen Rant. So I could keep going. CNN.
Oh, Screen Rant.
Yeah. The big guys got to see the movie already. Polygon.
It kind of just sounds like they were disappointed in what they got.
Listen, I'm gonna watch how I read. Well, this is how this review thing works. I'm gonna read some to you. Ranks among the better entries of the MCU in terms of raw ambition and scope. Eternals belongs in the same camp as Black Panther. Comic book review. Brandon Zachary comic book review. This critic finds it easily landing in her top 10 MCU films and perhaps in the top 5. Mama's Geek. Among the more interesting and original entries in the ever-expanding canon. David Rooney, Hollywood Reporter. We tend to hear the bad reviews, and it's like you can look at the reviews for a restaurant, and one person had a ladybug flew into their soup, and now you're like, I'm not going there. It's disgusting.
They put ladybugs in their soup.
That's good luck.
It's annoying.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm not sweating the reviews. I'm gonna go see it. I'm sure we all are.
I'm seeing it.
But I'm not going to let the previews, what people say about it, affect how I saw it. If I had done that with Dune, I wouldn't have liked Dune. But people were like, I was bored, I fell asleep, it was boring, it made no sense. And I watched it, I was like, this is long, and you have to pay attention. And I did fall asleep, but it was a good movie.
See, that's good. And that's what we call a transition, ladies and gentlemen.
When you woke up, did you rewind?
I went back.
Yeah, okay, good.
So, Michaela, let us know how you felt about Dune.
It's a thumbs down.
Wow.
It's not my type of film.
You're crazy.
I'm not a. Whoa.
Let her speak, guys. Let her speak.
Denis Villeneuve, he's not my type of auteur. He's not my style. He has a lot of outdrawn scenes that I just don't think need to be there. And it was like bright, and then it became dark again, and then it was really loud, and it was just, I don't know. Like,
did you watch it in a movie theater, or you watch it at home?
I watched it in IMAX. IMAX all the way, baby.
It's like I didn't like how the movie IMAXed. It was too IMAXy for me.
Well, okay, listen. The first half of the film I thought was phenomenal. I thought it artistically, it felt even with the story. The way that they brought the characters out, I think you started to like feel for them, and they jumped right into it, and I liked it. But right after it was under attack, their camp or their place. That's when I was like, I'm out, because it just became very outdrawn. It became very like. I get it. They're converting a book to a movie, but it's hard. Dune is like one of the hardest books to even read. But if you like,
I haven't even finished it.
Exactly. So it's like the fact that they converted it into a film. At least it's a 2-parter. I mean, I will definitely see the second one just to make it, as a whole, put it together. But I just, it's not my style. I didn't love Blade Runner 2049, so don't kill me.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. I didn't. No! I was not. Let's review Blade Runner in post.
Why
are we all?
Let's go off.
What are you so hyped about? I mean,
that movie's so good. Movie's a masterpiece.
It was unfunny Total Recall. Like, okay.
It's not so
I liked it. I don't know. Maybe I was just in the mood for it.
I definitely got lost in Blade Runner 20. I didn't fall asleep. I was just like, you know what?
It's not an easy watch either. It's not.
I haven't cleaned the air conditioning ducts in a while. Let me pause this movie and go clean my air conditioning ducts.
Let me tell you what happened.
Built different.
I saw it in the theater, Blade Runner 2049. I tell everybody this story because this is how much I
tell everybody my story too.
So I went to go see Blade Runner 2049, and I saw it at like 10 p.m. at night, and I was sitting through it. I was tired though, but you know, Denis Villeneuve just makes me really sleepy. But I watched half of it.
Can I quote you on that?
Yeah, you can quote me on
it.
I watched half of it, and then all of a sudden, all the lights in the movie theater turn off. And we're like, what is going on? So after 30 minutes, they finally, like after talking to the staff, they finally were like, okay, we're going to turn everything back on. But it's going to be put in the beginning of the movie. I was like, I'm out. I was like, I'll come back tomorrow. Because it was already midnight. It was already midnight. I was like, I cannot stay until 3 a.m. watching this movie. So I came back the next day and I watched it, and I was like, no, I'm not a fan.
That's funny.
I didn't like the original Blade Runner. So.
Well, yeah, of course you're not gonna like the sequel if you didn't like the original.
That's not. I like the sequel to Dune, but not the original. So.
I like the original Blade Runner for a movie for its time because I like those kinds of movies, and it's not that great of. I don't think the original was that great of a movie either, to be honest with you. But I liked it.
It's literally the granddaddy of the cyber aesthetic.
And don't get me wrong, yeah, I like it. I like it because of that, but it's not. Yeah. It's not a.
I mean,
but the thing is, Ridley Scott is very similar. You know, it's artistically like the same type of way, like that. Denis Villeneuve is.
Yeah,
they're very similar.
Just because the movie is influential and important doesn't mean it's good.
There you go. Thank you, Tarek. Thank you.
I don't like.
Thank you.
What is it?
Thank you.
Trying so hard as they come. Okay, now how can you not like? Okay, Lord have mercy. Oh my God.
Okay. Howard the Duck. Howard the
Duck. See you guys later.
Is a very bad movie, right? But it's very influential, right? And
is it influential?
And a cult hit, sure.
That might be the best example. I don't think we're gonna. I don't think anybody was ever like, we need to know the Howard
the first Evil Dead. There you go. The first Evil Dead is not a great horror movie.
The black and white.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's a difficult watch. Yeah, the first Evil Dead, sure.
I heard what's his name? Tim Raimi, right?
Yeah. It's
Rich,
a cult
let's
movie.
Tune it up.
The first mariachi, the original mariachi, the first Robert Rodriguez movie, done with what did they call those cameras back then?
8mm.
I don't think you're naming influential movies, Speedy. I think you're just naming movies that had.
That's another one for the promo.
Movies that had sequels.
Let's let. I know Rich wants to talk about Dune. Tell us how you feel.
Nah.
Be honest.
I mean, the movie wasn't good to me, but
is it your cup of tea?
I'm leaving.
No, not
I'm done with you guys.
It wasn't that it wasn't my cup of tea, but it was like I got so invested in the movie. I'm like, all right, good. It was good start, decent action. Love the effects in it. And then, like, right when it starts getting good, my man fought it. My man put some respect on his name. He fought homeboy, killed him. And then you're right there. And then all of a sudden, it's like, to be continued.
And guess
it's
who
like,
else
what?
did that? And guess who else did that?
What?
Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings did the same exact thing.
What? Guess who didn't see Lord of the Rings? This guy.
See that? That's about as far as I got in the book. That when he finally joined the clan or the tribe or whatever. So if there's a part, part 2, I'll be completely surprised by everything because I never finished.
So like,
Fritz, you might watch the second part and actually like it after it left you off on the cliffhanger.
I'm completely surprised. I know nothing about the plot now.
That's the thing, though. It's like the movie definitely did its job by setting me up and getting me like excited to watch the second part. Like it definitely did its job with that. But yeah, it is the point. But still, it's like you put me into the movie for this all this character development, and this kid is gonna come up and be this messiah, this Al Ghul or whatever the hell he was
Ra's al
called.
Ghul.
Like,
No.
yeah, not Ra's al Ghul. You know what I mean? Like, whatever the name was.
It's Ray Shagul.
Like,
but it's okay.
They got me so invested in this.
Speedy's correcting. Whoa.
I was gonna say, like, Speedy's correcting me.
Wow, that was really in the spirit too.
No, it's
But,
Rachel.
I have an
right
intimate
after
relationship
that,
with
it's
Batman.
like-
Okay.
Right when you start to see the character development, they just gave me blue balls, dog. I wasn't messing with it.
That's the thing. I want you to come back for more.
I got promos for days in the show today.
I was there with her, and then all of a sudden she just got off.
Yeah.
So Kelly Source Rex on Twitch says, I thought Dune was done so well. They were able to convey a lot without overdoing dialogue. Let's see.
Okay. Sorry, Kelly. I'm so sorry, Kelly. But I think you need dialogue in some instances to have character building. And then there's some instances where you don't need dialogue, but I feel like it just had way too much points that didn't have dialogue. Like, I feel like it needs to be a good mix. I know my fiance is like getting real pissed at me because he's like loving.
Thank you, Dominic. Hey, Dominic,
I liked
come
it.
on in.
I liked the movie.
Let us know your thoughts.
I liked the movie.
listen,
Dominic, you have the link. Go. Feel free to log in.
They were gonna do that, and they were gonna leave us on such a cliffhanger like that. I think that they should have definitely put way more character building on the father and how much of a warrior he was, and the wars he won, and everything. Because it was like. They should have built more on the family.
Then that movie would have been like 4 hours long, dog.
Exactly.
But I get it. But you know what?
They allude to the grandfather being a bullfighter and stuff.
Yeah.
If you're gonna give me blue balls, make it worth it. Damn it.
That's the point of blue balls. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
We talked last week, and I think I brought up Lord of the Rings. So I was very mad when I first saw Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and now it's one of the greatest franchises of all time now.
And it ended. I was upset. I was upset in the theater. I was like, "Yo, I'm never going to watch a movie with you again." My roommate said, "I was like, yo, never again, dog. This bullshit. Like, we're in college. We can be doing something else." But I knew that was happening. I knew that was happening with this film, so that didn't upset me. But here's where I will give you Rich. I don't like where they ended it. Now I don't recall the full story, so I'm not sure where else would have been a good spot. But I did not like where they ended it.
But do you think he ended it right there on purpose so he can ensure that he gets a sequel?
Well, I was going to say, the thing is that, but also, like, isn't there talk of, like, if it's going to be either 2 movies or a trilogy? So maybe that's why they stopped it where it was, just, like, give us a little taste, greenlight the sequels, potentially, and then, just use that as, like, incentive. Be like, okay, this is what we have, and then really blow our minds at the 2, like, 1 to 2 next movies.
Wow.
Yeah. Maybe. Listen, I liked it, but I don't know if you get those opportunities. So sometimes you end up with I forgot the name of the movie, but
Spider-Man 2.
Aragon never got its part 2.
That's because
the movie sucked.
That's true.
The book's great book. Great book.
It wasn't better than Twilight, which wasn't good anyway.
But Twilight, that was just, No. Twilight sucked. Don't get me wrong. Twilight was an awful movie, but it's because it came out at the right time. That all these young teens just fell head over heels for it.
The only movie I kind of was interested in from the Twilight stuff was the like the big battle one that they had the big battle. I forgot what. I don't even know which one that was. When my wife was watching, I was like, "Oh, this is dope. Let me stay here for this." And then it was over.
I wanted to see somebody punch a wolf, and it wasn't working.
They did.
And they did it, and it wasn't working.
Just watch the highlight. Go to YouTube and watch the big battle, and you'll be good. Dominic, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. How you guys?
Good.
Doing great.
I heard her before. She was talking about this movie here.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a masterpiece you're holding up right there, Dominic.
Masterpiece.
One of the best movies.
I don't disrespect it. I like it. But so you got to fulfill your destiny as a Dune fan and finally watch it on the big screen. Did you enjoy it?
Dune. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's not my favorite movie of the year. I think that still I think that's still Shang-Chi at this point.
Okay.
But it's definitely in my top 10. The story is definitely beautiful. The visuals are really, really great. There are parts of it that I have problems with, especially with, a little bit of the pacing. With some of some scenes feel a little bit more drawn out, while some scenes give you information really quickly. The first half I think was absolutely brilliant. If they made this a 90-minute movie and cut it up into a trilogy and said that 90 minutes and then kind of found a way to end it on a really interesting cliffhanger, I think this movie would have been lauded. But of course, Dune, I don't think Dune set up like that. The book is part 1 and part 2. Right. Which I like that in the beginning of the movie. It starts with Dune part 1, which leads to how we're probably going to get a sequel. And because it actually performed pretty well this weekend, so it seems like we actually will.
They're
going to greenlight that sequel.
It made $40 million this weekend. It's already over $200 million worldwide.
I think it did better than Suicide Squad already.
Oh yeah, I know. Suicide Squad only made $27 million in its opening weekend.
Wow.
So, and I think it hasn't even cracked $100 million rather, domestically. So, but yeah, Dune I think was really done well. The directing, the shot, Denis Villeneuve is a genius. He's probably, I would have to say, he's probably the best director we have there right now. That's in their prime. I agree. Not counting Scorsese or Spielberg, because of course they're not in their prime anymore. But I think the directors that are in their prime, he's probably the best one. I would probably put him over Nolan at this point. But yeah, there are parts about the story that didn't click. It definitely was a very, very long movie. I unfortunately had to get up and go to the restroom, so I missed 2 minutes.
No,
he missed nothing though.
It's weird because I have.
Did you squeeze and run?
I've never
miss again and then run back.
He's like, pause it.
Oh yeah, no, I was running. In the past, since I think the past 6 years, since we've been actively going to movies almost every weekend, I've not once got up and left the theater. Even during Avengers Endgame, the 4 times we saw it in theaters, I did not get up once to go to the restroom.
I did when they hit the road to go to Asgard. I hit the bathroom.
You had to spill your water, Dominic. You had to spill your water.
Exactly.
They have that. They have those flavored waters now in the movie theater. That flavored water. I cannot resist getting that. And that's always guaranteed a trip to the bathroom.
Because normally I get the large soda and I'm fine. So maybe it was the beer, but yeah, no, it definitely felt a little bit longer. It felt really weird where they left off on it. I wish there was a little bit more closure and then maybe that little bit of cliffhanger. Yeah, so I absolutely agree with what you said there, Rich. So, yeah, overall, I think it's still a really, really good movie. Not going to win Best Movie of the Year at the Oscars. Not going to be on my, my top movie of the year list. But I think it was really, really done well and give it all of the technical awards.
Yeah, the CGI was unreal.
Yes, I agree with you there. The CGI was. I wish I would have watched it in 4DX. That's what when I was watching.
So I think my taste in film is are the characters good? Is the dialogue good? Does it move fast? I hate Avatar. That movie.
The movie version.
But it looks so good on the screen. That movie. I hate Ferngully.
Problems.
2019. I hate Avatar. So I don't necessarily need to I'm here for story, character, plot, stuff like that. And the cinematography is second most important thing to me. Those other things are more important. So I think Dune is beautifully shot. I think, listen, it's a task to pull off those worms. It's a big task to pull off those worms, and they did it. It was dope.
It's also impressive how much practical they shot for that too.
Kelly says, "But Tarek, do you like the real Fern Gully?"
The animated hot. No, the real Fern Gully's untouchable.
Hold on.
They're gonna make a live action.
Here's the test. Tall man, have you watched Fern Gully?
Yes, I watched Fern Gully.
All right, he's watched something.
I've told you all this whole time. I've watched all the movies. I'm a movie guy. I'm not a TV guy.
Not all the movies, but
not every movie. But yes, I've watched all the Marvel movies.
What Marvel movie are you up to?
I'm up to date. Yeah.
Okay.
I told you, it's
shows.
just the shows that I've been behind on. But other than that, I've been all caught up on the movies.
Yeah. But before I got
excellent.
Before I got cut off though.
Did you just kick out Dominic?
No, he has to go back to work. He just overheard me talking crap about it, Denis Villeneuve.
So Dune, it was all right. I liked it. It did what it had to do. It got me for part 2. So I'm gonna watch it for sure. But I'd be lying if I said I'd be lying if I said I liked the movie though. I liked the movie for what it could be. I felt like it brought a lot of potential to the franchise and what it could be. But the movie as a whole didn't do it. Like, I feel like there needed to be a little bit more in there for me.
Okay, fair enough. Let's talk about this one. Did you see everyone chiming about the Eternal reviews, the early reviews? Rich? Did you see all the early reviews? Yeah, we talked about that right. Make sure everyone chimed in about that. Make sure
Are
everyone
we
got their
going to
word
talk
in.
about this spoiler, or are we going to put that on pause?
What do you guys feel? If we have a majority vote, we'll do the spoiler. How are you so?
I mean, it's all over Twitter.
What do you say,
I have not seen the spoiler.
Okay.
I have not seen it either.
It's just a character, honestly.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it. What is it? What is it?
Go ahead.
Give us the lowdown.
Warning, spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning. If you don't want to know, if you're disassociated from social media. So there was a thing going around that Harry Styles is in the movie, and people were like, "What the heck is going on?" Like, there had been reports before that he had signed on to be in a Marvel project, but apparently Eternals is where he's going to show up as a brother of Thanos. Eros.
I did see this.
Eros. Okay.
Yeah. So the Firefox or Star Fox or whatever.
Yeah.
What do they call this character?
I think it's Google Chrome.
Right. Yeah. So that was the thing going around. I
He's
don't
like
know
a half
how you
brother
guys
of
feel
Thanos.
about that casting.
He's a half brother of Thanos.
Half brother of Thanos.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that character.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, from that. If you ever read the Infinity Gauntlet saga, the comic book version, you just get the graphic novel, get on Comixology. You'll see he's very involved in that as well.
So do you feel like this is too late to bring him in?
I feel like they're playing catch up with all the characters that didn't get fit in the last time. Yeah, maybe, especially with the Adam Warlock casting that we heard.
I'm going to say something sacrilegious. I think the character is whack, and I
agree. I think it's unnecessary.
I think the way they did the Infinity Gauntlet in the movies is better than it was in the comics.
I agree too. And the comic book is a little goofy, and even the creators that were behind it, George Perez. I even had a personal conversation with George Perez, and he was like, "I never liked it. Like, I got to a point where I was just like, I don't even want to draw this anymore."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm glad me and George agree because
Infinity
War and the Gauntlet.
He personally told me that.
Much better than I've ever seen it.
He personally told me that, and I brought him my Infinity Gauntlet #1 to sign, and he was just telling me the story, like, just talking conversation back in the day.
He's like, shred it.
Yeah.
You don't need it.
He was like, "Oh, I'm glad you liked it," but
he's like, "You should make me sign something a little bit better than this garbage."
Pretty much. He was like, "Where's my Teen Titans stuff?" I was like that. But no, sorry, I wasn't a Teen Titans comic book person back in the day.
Yeah, I don't like the character. I don't care who they cast for it. That's cool that they're alluding to him. I don't like the character in the comic book. It's like, I don't know. It's whack. It's kind of whack to me. Like, Thanos, it's just weird. It's weird what they do in the comic books, but the the other Eternals and Titans, right. And it's kind of whack to me. So
comicbook.com is reporting a story from the Russo Brothers that they were very close to canceling out on finishing Captain America Civil War back in the day because of one specific thing that they wanted to do in the movie. And I agree with them. I think if this wasn't in this movie, I think it would have been a travesty.
Tell people what it was, Speedy. Like what?
That's what I'm waiting for y'all to ask me.
It's
the fight between the final fight in the end of the movie that we actually see Captain America and Iron Man go blow to blow. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
I could see why they didn't want to include it.
Apparently, they had some kind of committee. prior to Civil War, a story committee, and the story committee was like, "Oh no, you can't do that." And the Russo brothers, and with of course with Feige's backing, he was like, they were like, it's we got to do this. You know what I mean? We should do this. And it got to the point where the fight was that they even dissolved the committee. Marvel said, we don't need this committee no more.
I wonder who was on that committee. I'm dying to know now.
I think it's just a one-person committee now.
No,
it's Kevin Feige only.
Yeah. So the reason in the article, the reason Kevin Feige is so much in charge is because they used to have this committee, and they got rid of it completely and said, "Kevin, we just trust you." But that just goes. That's what I try to tell people when they say, "What's wrong with other franchises?" When somebody says, "What's wrong with Fox?" and "What's wrong with DC?"
Star Wars.
It's stuff like that. They had a creative committee, and I'm sure they influence Ultron and these other shit. It's stuff like that makes the movies bad. And sometimes directors get the bad rap, or the writers, but it's like, and they can be bad directors and writers. A lot of times it's studios have some committee.
It's versus creative all the time.
Yeah. Since we're all at home, we're going to go long, man, so I hope y'all can hang out. I'm just kidding. No, we're going to try and hit all these topics at least. So I appreciate you guys staying as long as you can. Let's talk about what we've always been wanting to talk about, at least some of you guys have been wanting to talk about. Squid Games.
Rich.
Go ahead, Rich. I'll let you take the forefront, the lead.
Please
on
do
this.
Tell.
Squid Games.
I just want to ask everybody, do they think that this is the best show ever on Netflix? Because if you do, I want to know what you smoking, because I need some of that shit.
I was watching in the background, like trying to catch up, so I'm like about halfway through it. I haven't watched it all.
That's
but
a
I really
hard
don't
show
care.
to watch in the background.
I don't really don't care if you.
I was gonna say, do you know what's going on?
Right.
It's like dubbed or subtitled.
Bro, I mean,
I'd say right now
we're talking about it a month later,
Korean.
so there's no spoilers.
Okay, so right now I'm at the part where, they just fought. Now they're going. They just did the tug of war. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. So
there's no way, shape, or form that show is the best show on Netflix.
No. I agree. Not.
But it's
entertaining.
Wait, what do you guys think the best
interesting.
show is on Netflix now? Now I'm like really curious.
The best show ever on Netflix?
Sure.
Pre-Netflix Black Mirror.
You know what? I'm gonna have to think about that for a second, but I would say You is better than them. Like I watched You recently, and You is actually really well written for a show.
I'm an Ozark fan, y'all.
Ozark's really good. See, there you go. Ozark.
It's a wild card. Sex Education's also I feel like overlooked. It's actually really good. Like,
I've not seen Sex Education yet.
And Stranger Things.
It's a sleeper. Yeah, Stranger Things too. Yeah.
BoJack Horseman. What am I even saying? BoJack Horseman is the best show on Netflix.
Yeah, you love BoJack.
Dude, I don't know.
Me all
dude, the Punisher was really good. I actually was a huge fan of the Punisher and Daredevil.
I'm stuck between Ozark and the Punisher, but I'm going to say Ozark. I'm going to say Ozark. I'm going to say Ozark. And I'm going to throw a little monkey wrench in. I'm going to throw in Dead to Me with Christina Applegate.
Okay. Okay. Hey.
I really like that
think
show.
season 2 of Daredevil is the best one.
Daredevil.
Yeah, Daredevil's really good.
The stairwell fight.
Yes.
But going back to Squid Game, I don't know how you watch that in the background, Speedy, because the English in that is so horrible.
It is bad.
The dub version is
Hey, you guys
so
want
bad.
to play a Squid Game?
Yeah. But with that said, even with it being that hard, it was actually a really good watch. I was interested the entire time. I can't go over the ending now because I don't want to ruin it for you.
I don't care. I don't care.
Dude, all right, so
I'm gonna watch it anyway, but I don't care.
What I will say
I know
is
there's red hair.
Yeah, when you do see the ending, the only thing I have to say is why. Just why? Just
I do.
Why?
I do want to go. Like, I wish I could go back into time and go back into elementary school and do tug of war again. Now that I know the strategy now.
Yeah, for real. Yo, but
and now I know winning strategies in tug of war. Man, I wish I could go back into time and tell you that.
And I don't know what creepy person was making these little kids play this graham cracker game, but that's a little sus. That's a little sus.
Yeah, when he was licking, I was like,
but
I was like this, like, why am I watching this?
But dude, Squid Game was a phenomenon. All the memes that were made because of it and everything that came out because of that show, I could see why it is the most watched show in Netflix history. Now, is it the best one? I will not go and say that. It's an
interesting insight into South Korean culture as well.
Yeah,
at least
for
current
sure.
It's just interesting, a little piece, I guess.
Is that why people are watching it, or they want to see a
so.
Final Destination turn into a
they
series?
Want to see some that's what they want to see. Final
Well, I
Destination.
mean,
They want to see some violence.
It's
was like
games, and they also like Battle Royale.
They want to see some messed up shit. That's what they want.
It was like Hunger Games meets the Belko Experiment, or whatever that
I still need to watch that
movie was. Dude, you have to watch that movie.
I know.
Hey,
I heard mixed things about it, so clearly I meant it was bad. I'm kidding. I didn't say every movie.
Speaking of Netflix, I know this is not on our agenda, but I did finish Midnight Mass last night on Netflix.
What is that?
Ooh.
Tell us more about it. Tell us more.
This is a horror series on Netflix. I mean, actually, not a lot of big names, but a lot of the people from Netflix series House on Haunted Hill, some of the people from there are on the show.
Mike Flanagan made it, right?
Mike Flanagan, yes. Mike Flanagan is behind it. And his wife is one of the stars of it. She was also in.
He's a modern master of horror. She's great in Hush. If you haven't seen that yet,
I have not seen Hush. Wait a minute, have I seen Hush? That's where the guy where she's deaf.
Yes, she's deaf. She's a deaf mute, and it's a home invasion movie.
Yes, I did see Hush. It was really good.
So good.
Really good movie. We're on the same accord here sometimes, Tallman. We're on sometimes.
So what? The show or a movie?
It's a series. There's about 7 episodes of it, each about an hour long, a little less than an hour long. Sorry to say what it's about without spoiling it, but turned out to be really good. Really enjoyed it. I would recommend it. It's a spin on like
you could say what it's about.
Yeah, so it's a horror thriller. Right? Yeah. A guy who has killed someone in a car accident. He's coming home from prison to this very isolated northeastern island, and also returning is also coming in as this new pastor, who no one knows. Like they're trying to figure out where the old pastor is, where this new pastor comes from. The guy is going through like psychological ramifications of killing someone in a car accident, and he's becoming close to the pastor, but something's up with the pastor, and people around him are changing and acting different. Very Stephen Kingish, very like Stephen King weird, But I will say, and the reason I don't want to spoil it because it takes a turn that I didn't think it was going to take. It takes a massive turn that I didn't think it was going to take, and as what I consider either thriller or horror, it has all this social commentary at the very end. You get like, oh, people are assholes.
That's how every piece of media should be.
That's the takeaway.
Yeah.
The whole story is.
Wow.
That's what I kind of got from Attack on Titan.
Yeah, it really goes in the face of like religious zealousy, like the dangers of it, and who is to blame for religious zealousy.
Isn't that kind of what Dune's about too, in a way?
Oh my God!
Not to go back to Dune.
Everything back to Dune.
I love Dune.
That's kind of what Dune is about. No,
you got Dune problems, bro. Come on, bro.
I mean, Dune's about like hierarchy and religion, like in the backbones of hierarchy and religion.
Like, is it about the dangers of having messiah or something like that, in a way, or like not, like we shouldn't have heroes, essentially? I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know. Maybe it's about we're not talking about Dune anymore.
Right. I know. I need some more Dune, man.
Let's talk about this. Disney Plus discussing X-Men series for villain Magneto.
Ooh.
No.
Magneto, one of the most one of the most layered
big
villains.
Movie
Holocaust survivor.
I want them to have a movie. I don't want it to be a show.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay, I can go for that. Yeah.
We need to talk about the word discuss. If I come in the room,
It's like yes or no.
It's possible, probable, but not likely.
I come in the
I
room,
always say no to things I hate the idea of. No.
yeah, we discuss a lot of things here. Speedy, you said a lot of crazy shit.
I hated it.
It doesn't mean it's happening. So I'm sure someone in the room was like, why don't we do a series? And somebody was like, no, it's not a bad idea.
Type that down.
I can see it as a series.
Write it down. Write it down. Put it on the
counts as
internet right now.
Become a rumor.
Let's get now it's
Put it on the
discussed,
internet
you
right
know.
now. Yeah.
But now this raises the question though, like, see, like Dune was so long, and I said that it gave me blue balls. But could Dune have been better if the movie has that much substance and that much depth in it? Would it be better as a show? Because they could spend more time on everything.
Well,
Really
I feel as though maybe the introduction should be through movie, and then if they want to extend it into a show, that they have the possibility to do so, just like they've done with every other Disney Plus Marvel series.
I will say, like, going back to Magneto. Magneto has been in so many movies now. For him to have a show, it's like, all right, we kind of already got his origin story. Like we got it multiple times.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Whereas, like, if it was something like, I would actually be interested in a Dune TV show. That could have been the first episode in itself.
That would have been expensive ass TV.
Yeah.
Just to be HBO Max.
That's where I thought that it wouldn't work as a
problem.
show.
That's the problem, though. It's like, now, is it like all CGI? Is it going to be too expensive? Again, it's like,
you have to allude to the worms.
yeah.
Show the worm bones. There you go.
But it goes into, I mean, we're getting off the topic of the Magneto thing, but with Dune, it's like they'd rather it be a show because Denis Villeneuve, isn't he the one that wanted to make it?
Yes. It's like his
So
passion
he would have
project.
never done it as a show. And if Denny wasn't a part of it, then they wouldn't have done it at all. That's my
I don't
thought.
know if the Dune sci-fi series wasn't bad.
No, but I'm saying they wouldn't have remade it if Denis Villeneuve wasn't a part of it.
No.
You know what I mean?
No. This is definitely a Deadpool situation. Like, oh, you want to do it, we'll do it because you want to.
I just don't know how much you could really go into Magneto without repeating yourself. You know, we've got a lot of what his origin story was.
Yeah, it's like Uncle Ben dying in Spider-Man.
Yeah, X-Men.
Yeah, at some point they stopped the
first
Spider-Man.
X-Men, the first X-Men, Days of Future Past. Like they go into Professor Xavier and his history a lot in all those movies.
But it doesn't have to be his history. It can be, because if Magneto is this massive terrorist, you know, as he is in the comic books, he's not just doing things to those instances where he fights the X-Men. He's taking parts in other, you know, activities. When we catch him in First Class, like, he's already killing Nazis. So, you know, they show him killing Nazis just to establish his motive, but they could show that. They could show the young Magneto. We could do it like they do Young Rock. We could show 12-year-old Magneto running around in Eastern Europe. We don't, you know, there's a lot of things they could do. How has he put together the Brotherhood? The one thing I do want to see out of an X-Men movie or series is somebody putting together the Brotherhood for real, like a legit Brotherhood for once, instead of like this little hodgepodge.
I think that would be dope. I mean, they need to develop it the way they developed their other projects.
Don't they take out that possibility? Don't they take out that possibility when they kill Mystique in the Dark Phoenix?
No, not really. In the comics, she's not really an original member of the Brotherhood.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, they kind of merged Mystique into stuff.
You know what? That could be something exciting, because now, since they did switch up the timelines now with everything that happened in Days of Future Past.
Why does everything have to have a timeline?
No, but like they technically reset the entire timeline and the whole multiverse. Yeah. So I guess now you could open it up and it could be like a totally different timeline as to how Magneto came to be in that timeline, you know?
Yeah.
That could be cool, you know, now that you put it that way.
They could do old man Magneto, make him really old.
Yeah, they could, just like they did with in Logan.
I mean, he has been really old, but
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
if you watch the Gifted alludes to Magneto a lot. And he's like this massive figure looming over everything. So, you know, you see what he is in that world. He's like, everyone's scared of Magneto in that world.
Well, definitely, if they are developing this series, that means that X-Men is going to be joining. If it is like a live action MCU, let me get that straight, MCU, branch, then they have to introduce it in some way. And like I said, I think it's going to be an introduction through a film and then diving out into like the series, is because I don't know. I feel like if you wanted to be part of the MCU, it needs to at least dip its little feet in a film.
Well, you can read the scoop for yourself at geekositymag.com. Shouts out to Mikey Sutton for
where's the
providing
Toad
that.
movie? We're gonna get a Toad film.
Yeah, there you go. So,
I will say this: if they're
how about
talking
a Toad Disney Plus series? There you go.
What if they're trying
Toad
to
and
get
Friends.
a Magneto show to bring it into the Marvel universe?
Y'all can give that shit up. You're not getting X-Men in the Marvel universe 2024, 2025, something like that. that's my thing. I'll get Halle Berry's number before y'all get X-Men in that damn.
Well, everything's got
So
so
are you saying you're gonna
promos.
get Halle Berry's number by 2025?
I have a shot at it.
Okay,
I have a shot at it.
let's make that.
Right.
I'll watch that.
Man, so Mr. Drew Tallman, aka Untitled Games, tell me about that is your main game there that you stream on your Twitch channel there.
It is.
So
it is.
there's a bunch of new content coming out for the first time in a long time. So new content coming
first time in a long time. So yeah, tomorrow's a huge day for the game. We have already had like the 2 DLCs, which were amazing, each of them, and then we had like 2 master levels, which are like remixed, souped up versions of the regular campaign levels. But anyway, they have update 6.66, pun intended, because game's about demons in hell and fighting them.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, they're introducing Horde mode, which is huge because that's another mode that's not just battle mode or the campaign. Players have been wanting that since literally launch. So it's good in like in the PC modding community. It's literally been like so many modders have like their own Horde modes and stuff that are super popular. But to have like an actual licensed Horde mode is huge. It's supposed to be more like very arcadey, so that should be fun too. It will give Call of Duty a run for its money, hopefully, as far as like their zombie Horde mode. And then they also have 2 new master levels coming out. World Spear and then Mars Core. World Spear is actually a DLC level, so that's interesting that they're going to have that free to everybody, even people who don't have the DLC. So that'll kind of incentivize people who don't have the DLC yet to be like, oh shoot, let's try out the DLC since this level's super cool. So yeah, very, very excited for that. It should drop tomorrow, and yeah. And Rich, hopefully you'll be trying Doom out soon too, right?
you keep on trying to have me play this damn game.
It's so good.
Rich, if you buy it and you get on, I'll buy it too, and we'll all get
But that's the whole problem. It's just like you want me to buy it.
It's always on sale.
It's literally like $20, I think, right now in the PlayStation Store.
Eternal probably is, and I know. Yeah. Doom 2016, the reboot that kind of restarted the whole series. That's I got it like years ago at Walmart for like, I've seen it as low for like $5 or $6 on the PlayStation Store. So there's ways.
I think Doom Eternal's like $20 right now, or 30, 20 $30. So.
It's definitely worth
dropping
it.
the bucket, buddy. Come on, man.
It's definitely worth
it.
If you commit, I'll commit.
30 on PC.
Hey man, hey man, Call of Duty got me out here buying the Ghost Face skin for $20. They got me buying.
I'm done with Call of Duty right now.
But what about the returns? Again, if you drop 30 into Doom, you'll be getting that back. I'm telling you.
But can you play? You could battle against other people, or will I get puned?
Yeah. So there's personally, I don't love the multiplayer. So there's like kind of two camps. There's the campaign players. I'm a campaign player, and then there's a battle mode, and people that do both. But battle mode, unfortunately, is the only multiplayer that they have in there. A lot of people play the 26 because it's more kind of like Call of Duty or Halo, where they have like different modes. But one Slayer versus 2 demons, like the demons can summon other demons and stuff, like a full arsenal. So it's basically like putting each other's skills like to the test. So again, great on paper, but it gets stale quick. And then like the campaign players that you're kind of like competing against yourself, but like everybody's supporting everybody and like just wanting you to do better.
So
and then there's the speed.
So you playing with other characters in the campaign mode, with other people?
No. I'm talking about like as far as Twitch, like your viewers are like kind of pushing you to like do better.
Okay.
But that being said, like there's so much replayability.
There's no
because of that.
cooperation
like,
mode.
Running. There, not as of yet. They did kind of hint at that. I'm pretty sure that's single player as of now, but again, we haven't officially seen it yet.
That's
You're not selling us, tall man.
Yeah,
You're not selling
tall
us.
man.
I'm telling you, just play the campaign, and you'd be like, "This is the best campaign ever," and then you'd be like, "Okay, I see. It's like my eyes have seen the light." It's the most
no, you know what?
Christian game ever too. No, I'm kidding.
And I apologize to everyone. I got all kinds of noises in my house.
Did you say it's
Yeah,
the
I
most?
was about to say, whose baby's crying?
That's my grandson.
I was like, yo, did I get somebody pregnant recently? What the hell going on?
That's my
I
grandson.
thought you had blue balls. We got to make a decision here. One or the other. You got there, you didn't. What? You said it's the most appreciated game ever?
No. It's a joke in the community to call. No, I said the most Christian game ever because, like, back in '93 when it first came out, it was like so controversial because it was even in court and stuff, kind of like how Mortal Kombat was. It was one of the pioneers that created the ESRB, but the creators were like, well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in hell, but you're killing demons, like your armor is like technically like been made by angels and stuff like that. Actually, this is the most Christian game ever, which it's a joke, tongue in cheek, but yeah, it's a fun game.
You're killing demons. I mean, come on.
You are.
Yeah. What's more Christian than that?
Exactly.
I haven't been heavy into video games, and I still know Doom. Like Doom.
See,
Doom is Doom.
Doom's classic.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely the president. You know.
Doom on a refrigerator now.
What?
Yeah, so that's the original Doom, the 1990. Like, it's a challenge to see all these different things. Like, I know back when I was like on my TI-83 and stuff, and like got Doom to run on a refrigerator, like a smart refrigerator, as well as pregnancy test. So
what?
Right?
Yo, that relationship is over. Whoever tried that out, that relationship is done. She gone, cuz.
Yeah, Doom has a legacy. The 2 newest games have definitely revived that legacy and like the fan base. And a lot of people say that. Huh?
If you can't get Rich to play it, I think the franchise is going to hell, man.
Listen,
no pun intended. It's the last bastion. It's the last hump.
Tall Man, I gotta give a shout out to Tall Man and Kelly Saurus Rex for always trying to make me play this damn game. They need to be getting paid if they're not getting paid already.
I'm telling you,
they are the best
Doom has
promo.
the best Twitch community ever. Like, I'm telling you, they're super supportive.
If you're down, if you're gonna commit, Rich, I'll buy it, and we'll both
listen. You know, listen. I'm gonna jump on Twitch tonight. If people want to donate for me to buy Doom, then send me the damn money. All right.
Okay. Mudger, you heard that, right? I know Mudger's in chat. He actually might pull the trigger on that.
I'm actually really excited for Battlefield 2042. That's what I'm waiting for.
Mudger, who's in the chat? he's definitely looking forward to
Battle Mode. That's what I'm waiting for. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm excited to give that game a spin. I really like Battlefield, and I should be playing Battlefield more than Call of Duty. But are you gonna mess with the Vanguard, Rich? You gonna mess with some Call of Duty Vanguard or no?
Yeah, they already got my money.
They got your money already.
They got my money already.
You printed the pre-order already?
I pre-ordered and everything, man.
But are you proud of that purchase? Whoa.
I
can't buy Doom. I'm guessing. I can't buy Doom, but
did you pre-order? Did you go all out like $100?
No. I did the $59.99, bro. I just wanted it. I just put it in so I could play the beta. No, we went through this on another show, but I'm not. But that's not. That's also. I also said that I'm not a fan of World War II timeline war games. I'm just. I think they've done it
more
enough.
Money into a game that you like.
Yes, I did, because I'm invested, and I'm not a quitter. Okay.
I'm not saying you're
quitting. You hear that, Russo Brothers?
Come to the battlefield side. I'm going to the battlefield side for a while. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go to the battlefield. Kelly wants to follow you on Twitch. Drop your Twitch handle, Rich.
Oh, Kelly Saurus Rex. She's already on there. She's
okay.
But Richie_Ortiz, if you guys try to watch Twitch or donate some money for Doom, because
get on there and watch the same damn game over and over again.
Nah, dog, I be playing Dead by Daylight sometimes every once in a while.
Back 4 Blood. You gonna mess with that? Black 4 Blood?
Yes.
I think I'm gonna buy that.
Yes. It's free on Xbox Game Pass right now.
Oh no, I got I'm team PS4.
Team Sony.
So
well then you're gonna have to pay for it.
I'll pay for it, it's fine. But are you playing it? Yes or no?
Yeah, I'm playing it. Not on PS4 though, but
No, it's
listen,
crossplay.
There you go. I'm sorry,
crossplay.
Tall Man. I'm gonna have to buy another thing before Doom now. Now I'm gonna have to get Back 4 Blood on PlayStation so I can play with Steve.
It's crossplay. It's crossplay. You could be on your Xbox and I could be on my PlayStation. Yeah.
But game's fun. The co-op aspect is the biggest draw to it.
Wow. Well, as you can hear in the background, my grandson is demanding attention. So I think did we touch everything we need to touch today?
Speedy, how are you, grandfather? You look so young.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, but I am very old. I woke up this morning. And I heard something. I was like,
I have grandkids.
I woke up this morning and I hurt myself, so that's how old I am.
Okay, dang. Yeah. And then he shows violence.
Was it getting out of bed, or were you still
He didn't even move yet. He opened up his eyelids and hurt himself.
Like I raised my arm like this. I'm like if I lifted like a 300-pound thing. Yeah. Don't get
Damn, dog, you might start eating some broccoli or something, get some iron in your system.
Something. I don't know.
Spinach.
I don't know. Yeah,
do something, dog. Your vitamin D levels are low.
Drew Tallman, let them know how they can follow you, sir.
Yeah, well, you can follow me on Instagram at Drew Tallman, no space, all one word, or on Twitch, Alto Games, ALTOGAME, with ease, yes. And yeah, like I said, mostly Doom Eternal and Rocket League.
Now Rocket League, we can
but
get down.
play a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mr. Tarek Lewis, sir, how can I follow you,
sir?
Yes,
we can. Crossplay.
My name is Tarek on Instagram, and just Tarek Lewis on Facebook, and also my name is Tarek on YouTube. You can also now find me. I just created a new account. Blade Runner 2049 is overrated at Instagram.
No.
And then post a photo of Ryan Gosling's face when his eyes look like off.
Yeah.
That's
new profile. So I'm gonna be doing all my stuff there.
Michaela, let them know how they can follow you.
Damn it! That's how I feel right now.
Instagram on Instagram, and then on YouTube at Adult Adventure Time.
Of course, of Mr. Rich Ortiz. I know you already gave your Twitch, but give it again. And how they can follow
Richie_Ortiz on Instagram, Twitter, and I actually now have an OnlyFans. It's OnlyFans/ Blade Runner 2049 is not underrated.
No, it doesn't.
How much is a subscription though?
It better be like nudes of Ryan
free.
Gosling.
It's free because anybody that pays for any Blade Runner 2049 content needs to shoot themselves. Not let me stop. Let me stop.
Wow. You can follow me, ladies and gentlemen, at DJ SpeedyJR all socials and on Twitch as well. I do some gaming and some live DJing and stuff. And, of course, follow us, Geek Culture Congress, 3 words on Facebook. Put them together for Instagram. A little bit of housekeeping. On October 29th, Friday, we will be live right here on Checkpoint XP's Twitch channel with our Mortal Kombat Beasley Gaming Series. Drew Tallman will be in the building. Michaela will be in the building. Rich will be hiding somewhere. We'll probably run some. We'll probably run some preliminary rounds. Me and Joey franchise will probably run a couple rounds in the beginning there, so you can catch the smoke live right here in Checkpoint XP. It's going down. I
love how you don't even invite me. You don't want the smoke, bro.
We can run it. We're gonna run it in the beginning. Let's go.
I don't even play Mortal Kombat, but I know I can work that.
Smash all the buttons.
Yeah, you play like a 7-year-old.
Yo, I can
play
still.
like Michaela.
Yo, you'd be surprised. It never leaves you, bro. I can still hit some combos if I really wanted to. I bet.
Friday, October 29th, 4 p.m. we start right here on Checkpoint XP. Mortal Kombat 11 Combat going down live from the headquarters here, Beasley Media Group in Tampa, or St. Petersburg, Florida, should I say. And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for hanging out with us here. Don't forget to follow us, follow our podcast. Tell Alexa, play Geek Culture Congress podcast.
Oh, is yours doing it?
Yeah. Alexa, stop. Or you could tell your Google, hey Google, play Geek Culture Congress podcast, and they'll do it. It'll do it too. I've done it before. All right, guys. So see you guys. Have a good one. Be safe and enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you next Monday with another.
Hop on my Twitch. I'm about to play some Call of Duty.
Let's go. All right. Have a good one, everybody.